Deja.
Why are you yelling?
I'm never yelling.
You're always yelling.
Why are you like this?
Like what?
I don't know. What did we watch?
RWBY?
Yeah.
I don't remember what episode it was. We watched RWBY.
It was episodes 9 and 10 because it was another part 1, part 2 deal.
I have a lot of those.
Yeah. They didn't have a big budget for chapter 1. And I guess they were just trying to fill out an episode length by splitting whole episodes in half. Anyway, it's been a hot minute.
We're back like a bad habit.
Oh my goodness. But like a drug addiction.
I feel like that one's darker than what I said.
Everything I do is darker. But yeah, we were over 1 week, and it was later, and Dave was like, weren't we supposed to do the podcast? And I was like, I guess. And then we were like, we can just take a break. And then Deja texted me the next week and was like, hey, I can come over this week. I was like, uh-oh. And then there was no podcast. So now there's a podcast again. Hooray! Bonsai!
Reunited
And it feels so good. Oh my goodness. You might. What was I thinking of? Okay. Asia, where do we start? These episodes?
Dang. They're in their room.
Yeah. Specifically Weiss. Who's sleeping.
Yeah, Weiss is all sleepy and stuff, and then RWBY comes in and wakes her up, which I feel like would be us.
Yeah. Well, RWBY used a whistle. I don't feel like I'd use a whistle. I'd just throw you out of bed. I could
or
bring
just
you
lay on me.
Exactly.
You do that all the time.
Anyway.
Fucking suffocating me.
But Weiss is very upset. Slight spoilers, but we established this is the Weiss bitch episode. If you want to see Weiss be the bitchiest, this is the episode to do it at. After they set a high bar, because after this, and this is quite purposeful, but after this, it's a steady decline in being a bitch. So, much better after this. But yeah, Ruby's there, and she's got Yang and Blake with them. Blake is happy, which I enjoyed. She's giving a little smile. Very nice, very wholesome. And they established that it's their first day officially at Beacon after their initiation and everything. And they're going to be decorating their room. So we get a montage. A very nice montage. Do you enjoy montages?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy this one?
Yeah.
Of them doing random stuff?
What would you put in your room?
I don't know. I guess just mostly video games, probably. Because if I'm going anywhere and I need entertainment for stuff, then I'll probably be bringing a couple consoles with me.
I feel like mine would be very reminiscent of my college dorm.
Well, yeah, you've actually lived in a dorm. So, you're better equipped than I. And then it's established that they don't have enough room for all this shit and their beds. So, they decide to make bunk beds. Yes.
RWBY said, throw the beds away.
Throw the beds away.
We don't need something to sleep on.
Yeah, which... Did Yang was the one who said make them into bunk beds, right? Because RWBY was just saying throw them away. And Weiss is against it because she's upset at everything right now. But she is firmly outvoted by RWBY, Weiss, and Blake, who again, not saying much. This is something I've enjoyed going back to these volumes. I don't remember Blake doing much in the earlier volumes, but here it's clear that she's literally just being quiet and doing stuff in the background, which I appreciate because you can keep your eye out for it. And it's kind of cute. And they make probably the most dangerous bunk beds of all fucking time.
Correct.
Where, what was I thinking of? Where the ones on the left of their room, which is Weiss on the bottom, RWBY on the top, is being suspended by ropes they got from somewhere. And what was I thinking of? And on the other side, with Blake on the bottom, Yang on the top, it's all held up by books. So, fun times. But going forward, dang it, what was I thinking of?
What were you thinking of?
I don't know. You're over there doing stuff. We're just kind of checking you out as you're working on random things.
Don't worry about what's going on over here.
Oh my goodness, Deja, we're doing a podcast.
I'm aware of what we're doing.
Oh, yeah? What happens next, huh?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, my goodness. Do you know where I was at in the recap?
No, that's what I just said.
Okay, so you were being serious. Just slap you around. Anyway.
This is violent.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a violent person. They just got done making bunk beds. What happens after that?
They're late for class.
Yes, they're late for class. So they're late for class. Juniper, who we establish is across the hall from them, realizes they are also at this. We don't really know what's happening with them. They're just not at class for some reason, but they poke their heads out.
They decided to skip.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, we should probably go to class now." They're like, John's like, "I guess we shouldn't skip because Ruby's going, as in the team, not the person, but also the person." And they all head to class. Your wife is there briefly, as you get a quick shout in. And Osmond's just kind of watching his students Naruto run across the quad.
You always get mad when I mention my wife.
I don't get mad, but you're just like, my wife!
Should I not be excited?
I didn't say that. But it's so consistent. The screaming is so consistent.
Because I'm excited.
You're excited.
I haven't seen her in a minute.
So we get one of like the few times we actually see them in class. Even though the first 3 volumes are them at school, we don't usually see them in class.
Class is boring.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember. I rarely remember any TV show being made better because they were at school. Like, maybe Code Lyoko, but that's a different show. So, did you watch that?
Nope, you asked me this before.
Dang it. We should just watch it together so you can look at the foreheads.
Oh my goodness.
What? But, do you know the name of the guy's class they're in? I believe they said it in the episode.
Pork?
No, port.
Port.
Port?
I said pork.
You said pork. You fully said pork.
I know.
It's Professor Peter Port's class. And
I'm thinking of Porky Pig. Don't look at me like that.
I hope everyone could hear me slowly turn my head to look at Deja. But they're in Professor Peter's Port class, and he has a bunch of illustrations of Grimm and their names, which we've already gone over, up on the wall. And he's talking about the meaning of being a hunter or huntress, because gender distinctions.
Going on.
Yeah.
Going on. Have you ever had a teacher like that?
Absolutely. I can't think of specific ones right now, but yes.
After I said that, one came to mind.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about them?
I mean, there's nothing much to say. I feel like, because I told you this before, it was when I was trying, it was like my last day working, and I was trying to leave, and it was like close to 12, and I was like, I just want to go home. It's my last day working here. And then she just kept going on and on and on and bringing up subjects, and I was like in the doorway, ready to go, like eyes on the exit at all points, was ready to bolt at the door the minute the conversation was over.
I had one that was crazy, and I had to transfer out of her class because she was very similar to that. She would just go on random things, and she was very mad at everyone. The Port's nicer than that. Just because the stories are a little boring, doesn't mean that, doesn't mean that's his fault. Regardless, he starts telling a story because that's what he's doing, and Weiss slowly gets madder at Ruby, who's just kind of doing her own thing in class. I don't know why that's bothering Weiss. Ruby's just hanging out. What, you want her to pay attention to this whole thing? That's not going to be on the test. When's the last time a teacher story was on a test? Except as a dumb final extra question that you didn't do.
A bonus question.
Anyway, old Petey is like, hey, does anyone here think they're a proper hunter or huntress? Again, gender. And Weiss is like, I do, because I'm mad at my team captain.
Over there doing stupid stuff.
Exactly. And P is like, okay, well, get ready. Also, by the way, Weiss gets changed into a combat outfit, which for some reason is different than her, than her school outfit, even though it's a combat school. When does that happen? I guess during the cutaway, but, still. She just puts on that full dress.
Time out of class to go change.
Weiss isn't even that different. It's still, a skirt with a jacket and everything. But regardless, Pete's got a Grimm in a cage. He's gonna let it out. What kind of grim is it, Deja?
It's like a warthog.
Yeah, the warthog got 4 eyes. It's about half the size of Weiss, but it's still giving her trouble because it's got armor on it. But also, what was I thinking of? Her team's cheering her on, and Blake has a flag that says RWBY on it. Where she got that, I don't know, but I want it.
She made it.
Yeah, she was very excited to be on the team. She was indifferent to her friends at first, but she's really hype about this now. And RWBY's trying to give Weiss pointers because she's clearly getting her shit fucked.
Flung around like a
honestly, and
play toy.
Weiss is like, "Shut up!" And then she kills the Grim because she finally gets her act together. And Fort's like, "Great job!" Not noticing any drama.
Like most teachers.
Honestly. And then RWBY goes out. I was about to be like, does Weiss change back into her school uniform? No, she's still in her thing. Listen, I love RWBY. I was thinking if there was animation errors, continuity errors. I mean, granted, they changed rooms, so it could have been like another cut, but still. And RWBY's like, what's going on? I thought you stopped being a bitch in the last episode. Weiss like, I worked hard. And you're captain for no reason. Well, if we're being honest, no one's really captain for a reason. They're just kind of captain because it makes the acronym work. And Ozpin kind of was just picking them out of a hat at this point. He's like, this will work.
You're on a team.
You're on a team. You're the team captain. I guess. Good luck, kids. We're throwing kids in a fucking monster-infested woods. Who the fuck cares the captain is? You just don't die for like a minute. And Weiss is like, Ozpin made a mistake. And then she storms off. And then Ozpin is literally right behind RWBY. Surprise. Sup? It's me. I honestly like Ozpin. And he was like, well, that is shitty. He's literally just like, oof, my dude, not great. And RWBY's like, did you make a mistake? And I think it cuts right there. And Weiss is out on a balcony somewhere. Honestly, the layout of Beacon isn't clear. You got the dorms, which are all those hallways.
I thought you were about to say Beethoven. I feel like you're looking at me, but...
I started saying balcony.
I know, but I just continue.
Anyway. So Weiss goes out to a balcony, and I was trying to say that the knee crack. The layout of Beacon isn't super clear. You got like the classroom areas, which are more like big, spacious, like areas of the school where they got a bunch of lockers, and all the classrooms are like these big auditorium kind of areas. And then you got the dorms, where it's just like a bunch of hallways with rooms to dorms on them. Which, I mean, judging by yours, that's pretty typical dorm architecture.
What?
Like how your dorms were and everything. There's similarities, right? Between like your dorm and how like Beacons look.
Kind of, I guess.
Because it's just plain walls and doors and got carpeting, and it's like, kids live here, I guess.
There's a bed and 4 walls.
Exactly. But anyway, so Weiss is out on the balcony. She goes to Professor Port. She's trying to suck up to him. He's like, what's going on? I can tell something's up with you. I'm not that dumb. And she was like, I think Ozpin made a mistake. I think I should be leader. And then Port is literally just like, oh, no. Fuck no. Are you kidding me? Fuck no.
He doesn't do that.
No, he's not into that. And then it starts cutting in between their conversation and RWBY and Ozpin's conversation. And it's just Ozpin being like, yo, I fucked up a lot, but you being leaders, it's pretty tight. It's the first day. How could I even...
Airtight.
Yeah. It's the first day. How could anyone even know if you were a bad leader? And then Port's like, listen, Weiss, you're rich. You're a little spoiled. We all know it. But you need to you shouldn't be whining about not being a leader. Maybe you should just focus on being an actually good teammate. And then both of the girls think for a minute, and it gets to nighttime. And Weiss walks into the dorm, and Ruby's asleep, being surrounded by books, trying to study. And she decides to offer Ruby coffee. And Ruby takes the coffee, and Weiss gets it for her. She's like, I'm going to be the best teammate you've ever had. And then Weiss confesses that she's always wanted bunk beds. And isn't that a sweet little twist?
Have you ever had like a test to study for like that? Or you had to stay up through the night?
No. I think one of the few I remember distinctly one of the few tests I've ever studied for, I got an F on. Like, it was not in my head. I just pay attention during class, whether or not, even though every teacher in the fucking world likes to pretend I don't pay attention during class. I'm not an A and B student because I don't listen to you.
I remember one time in history, we had a vocab quiz, and I completely didn't study at all. And guess what I got on it?
What did you get?
A 10.
Hell yeah. Fun times. Don't you love when the teachers call that out? But yeah, what did you think of this episode, Deja?
I liked it. Finally get Weiss fucking realizing how much of a bitch she is.
Honestly. I said, there's a lot of things where, what was the thing? There's a lot of shows where characters make growth, and then it's not really present at all in the next episode. But, and while, like, yeah, sure, Weiss was a bitch before, and she learned some kind of lesson, and then she's a bitch now. That was before a different development and all that kind of stuff. So, her being upset that Ruby is leader is new. So I don't really count that as, like, against her development. And I don't think she really brings up Ruby being leader again. She's just hanging out with him. Yeah. So, there is growth. But like I said, a bitch out of 10, because Weiss is just off the scales in this one. Was a thing them. But Deja.
Never do that again.
It's time. It's time for your favorite segment.
Why is it my favorite?
Because you're the only other person in the room.
It can't be your favorite?
I do it, so no. You come up with a segment, and then it'll be my favorite.
Whoa.
I
felt it under attack right there.
Oh my goodness. I need your help, though. Ready?
No, you didn't.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. It's fucking trivia time.
I almost fucked that up.
You're good. It's trivia time. Do you know who Professor Port is based off of?
No.
Do you know Peter and the Wolf?
No.
I don't. I know. I've definitely heard the story at one point, but I forgot it. But he's like old Peter from Peter and the Wolf.
Do you think I can hear this?
Yeah, probably, because you're scratching your leg next to the mic.
I'm sorry, but I have a rash.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's him. Which, I mean, that's referenced in the story he's telling, because he starts off his story finishes with him capturing a Beowulf. So they're even like, hey, look at this.
Isn't this neat?
Don't you think his connection complete? What did you think? He's a girl.
All right.
Well, speaking of that, what was I thinking of? This is one of the trivias I read. I can't find it right now. But Port in his classroom has a bunch of stuffed heads of Grimm, which in a later trivia segment from RWBY is confirmed to be like fake taxidermy, because Grimm disintegrate upon death. So how could he get taxidermy of them?
Interesting.
On the commentaries, Monty, the creator of the show, mentions that Ninja of Love is a call out to a similar joke from Naruto, which was the thinking of. That's Blake's dirty book, which they mention a couple times throughout the series in Chibi, Why Blake has a dirty book, we'll never know.
Why not?
She's kinky like that.
You always need one.
Lingerie ninja. Didn't I say that on the show and you were like, never again?
I don't remember. You might have.
I might have.
You say a lot.
When Juniper is peering outside the door while standing on top of each other, Miles and Carrie describe it as their Scooby-Doo moment. Deja just pointed to Glinda Goodwitch as one of the characters in the episode.
That's a bad bitch.
That's another witch. Okay, there's a whole list right here. Among the items Yang Xiaolong, full name, is carrying
you
from...
You could just say Yang.
The wiki didn't.
Alright, that doesn't mean you have to agree.
I do what I want.
Exactly, from the wiki.
Anyway, but they give time codes here. But the items she's carrying when they're talking about decorating the room belong to several different people, including a professor's thermos, you know who's, called Antiquities Roast. Oh, that's the name of the weapon. Dang it. Well, slight spoilers. Pyronicus' shield. Nora Valkyrie's hairbrush. The candles Blake used during the Shining Beacon Part 2. We watched that. Weiss's Dust for Dummies. That Weiss should really read. What was the thing? Oh, yeah. And here's the big thing. So when Blake, Yang, and Ruby are hype as fuck for decorating their room, they end it by saying, "Bonsai!" And they lean to the side with their fist up in the air. Apparently that is a reference to Samurai Champloo, where the main characters did the same thing after finding a bag of gold in the river. So yeah. Bonsai, Deja.
Bonsai tree?
Bonsai. No, more like excitement. Bonsai! They have a picture right here on the wiki of them doing it. Look at that smile. Protect this... She's so emo. Protect the smile at all costs, Deja. Oh, look. Oh, yeah. Yang also has fucking what? Your whole knee cracked.
I'm sorry.
They also have a picture of fucking Yang holding stuff. She's got the relics. The ones they got. They got the pony. And then I also got white. You're not hiding anything, Blake. Beautiful. Look at Blake was so scared when she realized she was holding her fucking porn book. Anyway, accurate depiction. What does this say? Because Ruby, Professor Port, Grim Studies, Day 1, notes, and it's just a drawing of Professor Port with stink lines. This is just a drawing of poo. Anyway, so yeah, what interesting trivia. Oh, hey, look. Coffee and watches.
Why?
Oh my goodness, it's Glinda and Ozpin just hanging out. Anyway, though. So yeah.
It's a bad bitch right there.
Bad bitch. Pretty simple episode to come back to, but that's kind of why we took a break. Because it was like the half-season mark. So, we had reached the climax at one point of the story. And now we're going to build up to the end of this one. As we work on more things. There is actually like a minor arc coming up. RWBY usually doesn't do arcs. They usually don't do the whole Dragon Ball Z thing. But I get like earlier on, they got minor story beats that are bouncing around, doing little stuff. After that, they kind of go for more like whole volume plots. But yeah. Have fun, Deja.
Mm-hmm.
Glad we're back.
Mm-hmm. Back like a heart attack.
That's worse than the drug problem. Drug problems lead to heart attacks, but regardless. But yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. We hope you enjoyed a new episode. And we'll be back next time. We'll jump right into it.
Jump right in.
Jump right into it.
Right in.
Well, let's just jump right into
like
it, gamers. Answer for your crying.
I feel like you're looking at me, but I can't.
What? You can't see?
It's not that I can't see, but my eyes are burning, so I need to close my eyes.
Oh.
So that's why they're closed right now.
I'm sorry. We'll go get Deja some eye drops so you guys wait for the next episode. But anyway, we'll see you next time. And remember, everything is good if you're brave enough. Bye.
Woo!